Hello and welcome back. Welcome to my weekly reading of Beautiful Unique Faces by me, Anita East. It's all about connection. When we approach someone, regardless of whether we know them, we look at their face to check it's safe to approach. Our face is how people know our mood and our feelings. It's the quickest way to identify a potential threat from another human being. When someone first looks at you, they aren't looking at your hair, figure, or clothes to establish if you're safe to approach. They're looking at your face. You could dress in gorgeous clothing, but if you have a big frown plastered across your face, people will think twice about approaching you. Similarly, if you have a big smile on your face and your smile is a warm and genuine smile, people will assume you're safe to approach. An emotionless face, devoid of both negative and positive emotion characteristics, is hard to warm to. People will tread cautiously with someone they can't read and assume now isn't a good time to approach them. Let me break it down for you. Humans seek approval and love from others. We do this by connecting with others. We need to connect with other people so we feel like we belong. Only when we feel like we belong can we truly feel safe and calm. Babies connect in the only way they're able, through physical touch. If babies aren't touched, they can't feel safe and they can't feel loved. And as horrible as this is to write, babies can stop growing due to lack of physical touch. And if this continues, they can die. We literally thrive on connection. Do you know the people with whom you instantly connect? As soon as you think about them and see them, you feel loved and accepted. We need to be accepted. It's what enables us to grow and flourish. Vulnerability equals connection, equals safety, equals love. Facial expressions allow us to connect. When we interact with others, we show a range of emotions that help the other person to interpret and respond to us accordingly. If we're telling the other person a sad story, yet we're showing no signs of sadness we feel, it's confusing for our audience. They're not sure if we're as sad, angry, or desperate as we say we are, because we're not showing the emotion that reflects what we're feeling. This disconnect leads to a lack of trust. Equally, if someone is saying they're upset about their pet who is unwell but doesn't show it, we think the story isn't true or that what the person says is contrary to what they feel. Think about the actress who turned up on day one of the film shoot and couldn't show the emotional range necessary of her character's harrowing story, the loss of a child. The film's audience needed to see the pain she was suffering to enable their connection to her story, and ultimately to the film. But with frozen facial expressions, it was impossible. The actor who doesn't seem genuine in their portrayal of a character's emotion can be written off as a bad actor. We can switch off, it's not personal. Yet the person with too much Botox in their face, who can't portray their feelings genuinely, is deemed untrustworthy. This is what I want to stop in our society, and this book teaches us how. Storytelling connects us. We love to be moved. Other people's stories move us, and equally, our stories move other people. We need to empathise with those around us to create connection with them. If we're the person seeking connection, but can't express our feelings through our facial expressions because they're frozen, we come away feeling misunderstood. It makes us feel disconnected and alone. So what happens when we completely erase the lines in our face that tell our story or allow us to show our story? At rest, and by this I mean when we're merely being and not portraying any emotion at all, it can make us look cold and aloof. Think of the reality TV stars who say one thing yet show another, or nothing at all. The only way we can know how they're feeling is through the words they're saying rather than what their face is showing. Frozen facial expressions make it impossible for us to connect with others. People will perceive us as inauthentic. If we can't be read, others feel safer keeping us at arm's length. When we're moving and animating, telling our story and interacting with others, if our facial features represent what we're saying, they can't help but connect.